Damn. Yeah, I mean, this is not bad. 27 megabits per second. This should be a good stream. I don't know what's going on. Okay, the upload speed is terrible, but it shouldn't be that bad. Internet speed is fine. Okay, well. All right, so let's go back and try this again, guys. Wow, big rejection. All right, so we just took out this sell side right here, right, guys? We left this sell side, so that could potentially be a draw, but if there's a nice 1 minute FEG here, we can consider taking it. Did we make equal highs here? No, we didn't. No obvious fair value gaps. Not a huge fan still of this. Not a huge fan. All right. Let me see what is going on with stocks as a whole. Let's go to stonks. All right, Tesla not doing so great, but might be a good opportunity to sell puts here. Let's see. How's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin down to 63. But guys, this is crazy. So this, I think, is the consolidation before a huge move higher. I think this is going to be an ultimately long position. If you look on the weekly chart, this is what I called on X. We had this weekly fair value gap that we closed above finally. So I think this IFEG is going to be used as a propulsion leg up to this internal high at minimum. But if we go up to 70, guys, if we go up to 70.016, I think all-time highs are coming. So just be ready for that. So that's dope. QQQ. Yeah, this is a tough call, but I don't know. We might be able to see some longs here, guys. I just don't see any fair value gaps that I really like. We have this 5-minute FEG, right? But yeah, this just looks ugly. It looks low volume. I think the ultimate draw, guys, might be here and here today. Possibly. Is there another internet I can connect to here? Nope. Let's look at the 5-minute again. Yeah, not great. Yeah, I was hoping to see. I mean, this was that internal low we're looking at, right? I was hoping to see some kind of bullish, I mean, bearish fair value gaps that formed here. That's what I wanted ideally, but I'm not seeing that. Let's look at the hourly again quick and see if there was just some obvious. Yeah, guys, there's nothing obvious here. I mean, we did reject from right here, right? This was an hourly fair value gap that we rejected from. But yeah, I'm thinking today the draw is going to be lower. I'm not going to rush into. I'm not going to rush into any longs or sell any puts because I think the draw here is going to be low. Ideally, I mean, it's a really tough call, but I want, before I really decide to go further long, I want to see this get taken out. This would be ideal. Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, even with the terrible lag, whatever it is, I'm just excited to get back to like real internet because that's going to be a fantastic time to finally start live trading. But I live in Los Angeles, so I have to wake up super early, and that is why I think ultimately I'm going to be temporarily moving to Southeast Asia because it's just so much easier to trade here. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic, 8 p.m., I'm not all groggy in the morning. I'm like ready for whatever life throws at me, for whatever the charts throw at me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, guys, I don't see anything right now. This is terrible price action. Yeah, honestly, what I'm expecting here is potentially a sell-off today. Like maybe a big sell-off even. I'm not 100%, but just based on what I'm seeing here, doesn't look great. Definitely doesn't look great. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Okay. So we're back at QQQ here. Bitcoin. Let's look at the Mag 7 again. Let's look at the swing trades. Yeah, right now I'm only really focused on Shopify and Ulta. Okay, at least the stream seems to be holding itself. That's nice. But yeah. So what's doing well today? Square. I literally just called this in the Discord. Literally just called this. Already up almost 2% on the day. Ulta's doing nice. That is one that I am in for the long haul. I will be taking a partial at 421. That is the internal buy side that I'm looking at before this fair value gap right here. And then ultimately I'll be taking probably 50% of the position off here and holding the rest up to all-time highs. So I'm going to take 25% off here, up to 50% total the position right here at this 50% level. Potentially I'll just wait until these, depending on the strength on the day that this happens. Oh, my Shopify is doing great too. We're almost at our first TP on Shopify, which is at 77.83, guys. Disney's not doing terrible either. That's not bad. Alibaba down 4%. This is one that I might consider adding here, guys. Oof, this is a tough one, but I really think it's a decent add. I really do. Woo! I told you guys. Look at this drop. I told you. I told you. Bearish on the day, baby. I think we're going to this internal sell side, and ideally into this fair value gap. Once we get here, I will look to consider adding longs, potentially even into this bullish fair value gap right here. This is what happens on a No News Monday, guys. And yeah, once we tap into this like sell side here, I will consider selling some puts on Tesla, maybe adding more to my positions. I'm not 100% yet. But for those of you guys who are wondering about bonds, TLT is one I've been adding like crazy. I think bonds are going to be set up for a great move coming up. So you guys know, obviously, the Fed is cutting rates, or it's pretty much guaranteed they're going to be cutting on September 18th. That's when FOMC is next. But before then, we have unemployment data coming out, and we have inflation data coming out right before. Right, if we go on to, let me just pull up, I'm going to pull up the calendar so you guys can see. So next week, I think it's when it starts. Let's see. Jolt. We have unemployment claims obviously every week. We have non-farm employment change, so that's an NFP week next week. And then when is CPI? We have CPI on the 11th, right? So unemployment claims and CPI on this week, so 2 weeks from now, is going to be huge. That's going to be the determinant of whether the Fed cuts by 25 basis points or 50 basis points. But realistically, a lot of analysts are saying they're going to cut by 25, ease into it. They're not just going to dump us on a 50%, 50 basis point cut when there's not really any official reason to do so. They'd rather start us off small to prepare for this soft landing that they're talking about. And then obviously on the 26th, is it 20, what is it? The 18th. Oh, it's this week. It's that week. So the FOMC meeting is right after that. Hold on. So this week is strong, but nothing crazy. Then next week, we have unemployment. So then 2 weeks after that is when we have the CPI. And then that next week, so 4 weeks from now, pretty much a month from now, we're going to have the FOMC meeting. So keep an eye out for this week right here. This is going to be huge. The 11th and 12th of September are going to be the times when we get that major data that's going to determine whether or not we cut by 25 or 50 or even not cut at all. If employment data comes out really strong, then they potentially might not cut at all. I mean, nobody knows for sure, but so far it's very likely they'll at least do a 25 basis point cut. All right, look at this, guys. Just like we said, I think there's going to be a big sell-off. QQQ dumping. So I think we might just get into this area right here, guys, into the 470s. Tesla with a really nice sell-off here. I like, oops, let's not put that on the QQQ chart. I want to move to regular chart, Tesla. Yeah, this is interesting. So I think, guys, we probably come down below 210 here. I think this is going to be the ultimate fair value gap that pushes us higher. This one right here. If we draw it out,